The next Pokemon game, 2024's big Pokemon title, may have just leaked online, and we've got a whole lot more in today's Nintendo Switch news. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope you're all doing fan-freaking-tastic out there. I think new Pokemon is very exciting, but also Microsoft may be working on a Switch-like console, and it looks like Nintendo may have made a very cool third-party partnership. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hit that like button if you enjoy these videos. The blue is gone. More is to come, but for now, let's talk about Nintendo's new partnership. All right, it looks like, according to leaker Midori, Nintendo may have signed some sort of deal to bring a bunch of different Sega and Atlas games to the next Nintendo Switch console. This rumor states that Persona 3 Reload, Metaphor ReFantazio, Persona 2 Collection Remaster, which is currently not announced or not a thing, and all Sega IP revivals announced at TGS are coming to the Switch 2 right out the gate. Now, this would be a big commitment from Sega as the publisher to bring many big titles and anticipated titles to Switch 2. But it would also make sense because Sega has supported Nintendo Switch 1 really well, and I bet it rewarded them as well. So we know that Sega is going to bring lots of Sonic, but Persona is a great fit as well. The SMT series, Persona, all found great homes on Nintendo Switch, and bringing their latest titles like P3 Reload, Metaphor ReFantazio, and P2 Collection Remaster, if that's a thing, when it's a thing, eventually a thing, would be very sweet. Now, in terms of all the Sega IP revivals, this is bringing things back like Jet Set Radio, Altered Beast, and Crazy Taxi. Personally, I'm most excited to see what a new iteration of Crazy Taxi is like in a non-arcade, non-like PS1 era. What do you do, a non-Dreamcast era, excuse me, the Dreamcast. There's a moment for the Dreamcast, but a moment for Crazy Taxi in 2025 or 2026 could be very interesting, and I'm very curious what they'll do with that. But I think these kind of partnerships are going to become more known. I think Nintendo is really going to go out there, or rather these companies, these publishers are going to go to Nintendo and say, hey, we want to get in on what you got going on with Switch 2, the Switch 1. It was bananas, and we definitely are in need of some potassium for our games too. Now, this Microsoft rumor is also very interesting because Microsoft is clearly in a transitory state with their gaming division. Xbox might be going multi-platform, all these games may no longer be exclusives, Game Pass is going to try to spread everywhere, but not just Xbox, who knows? We'll have to wait for Phil Spencer to talk next week to see exactly what their business plan is going forward, but multiple different leaker, rumor, Xbox people are talking about new hardware, one of which is a hybrid Nintendo Switch type console. Now, apparently, according to US FTC documents that were leaked during its legal battle acquiring Activision Blizzard, it was talking about a launch in 2026 for their next generation, kicking things off early because they really struggled here. Now, all of this is TBD and could be in flux given their recent seeming decision to move their games multi-platform, but we've got people like Jez Corden saying that he knows Microsoft has greenlit several new hardware projects in the past couple of weeks. We've got YouTuber Moore's Law is Dead suggesting that Microsoft is waiting because they're talking to Intel and Nvidia trying to get a cheaper deal on their new hardware. And then we have Mag, a less known insider slash rumor reporter over on YouTube saying that Microsoft is going to make a new hybrid console that will be a Switch competitor. This would be absolutely bananas, and what a turn of the tides. Everybody coming after Nintendo's crown does make a lot of sense though. The Switch is so successful, and we know that PlayStation, like, they try to get in on it on their own way. We've heard rumors of a new Vita 2 that would not just be a dead brick unless you're connected wirelessly to your PS5. Plus, if Xbox gets in on it, we could have 3 hybrid consoles at some point, which would be insane. The return of handheld spawned by Nintendo no longer doing handhelds. Wouldn't that just be like the most serendipitous Matrix level thing to happen? Nintendo goes away and so all these come in, but Nintendo actually is still there. Their handheld market is technically stronger than ever because all of their home console games are now also handheld games. I do think it'd be interesting if Microsoft and Sony both invested in this area, and I frankly think that they both will. Provided Microsoft doesn't just dip out of their own consoles entirely, why not? We see a bunch of portable PCs being successful, and it does seem like that is the new trend the genre is going towards. Everybody tried VR, everybody tried 3D, now everybody can try hybrid consoles. And I think the hybrid console actually makes a lot more sense than either VR or 3D in terms of its mass market appeal, and that's been proven by 140 million Switch. There's no 140 million of all the VRs combined, and I don't think there's 140 million of 3D tech either. So this could be a very interesting, cool scenario, but it's still a few years away. So let's talk about something that is happening maybe ASAP. We know that Nintendo does not like to talk Pokemon at their directs. So whatever they've got going on next week, Pokemon's probably out of the question. But Pokemon Day should be at the end of February, and their Nintendo, Pokemon, TPC, Game Freak, however you want to refer to them, will probably unveil their new plans for the coming year. We currently have no Pokemon games announced, and that does not sit right with me. There will be a new Pokemon game at some point in the next 12 months. Nintendo has often put out 2 Pokemon games in the same year. There's plenty of spin-offs to be had, but we've got a new couple of information/leaks that lead me to believe it's going to be a specific set of games. First off, PAX East revealed their exhibitors list, and the Pokemon Company has a booth. Now, PAX East will be taking place March 21st to March 24th. Could they be showing off or giving hands-on time a new game that is announced in late February? They very well could be. Also, maybe, I don't know, something else from Nintendo could be happening in March, and maybe PAX East is an interesting time to show that off. I don't know. That would be really crazy, so let's not go there. But here's the other piece of information. Riddler Coup, a very famous, very mysterious, very Riddle-esque leaker who is on the money when it comes to Pokemon things. He was very spot on with plenty from Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. He's indicating that the next games are Black and White remakes. Now, this isn't a far-fetched idea, because Black and White have been rumored to be in Nintendo/Pokemon Company's oven for a while now. But Black and White being the games this year, that's new information, and Riddler Coup's tweet with the picture of the legendaries from Black and White does make a lot of sense that it would then be this year's game. Could this be what Pokemon Company is ready to announce in February and then drop this holiday season as a cross-gen game that appeals to both Switch 1 and Switch 2 audiences? I think it seems very likely. Now, will they opt to go with a Let's Go style artwork, a modern Scarlet Violet style artwork, or a chibi Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl style artwork? We'll have to wait and see. Personally, I hope it's not the chibi art style. I would much prefer Let's Go, but maybe Pokemon does something completely different entirely. What if they did an HD 2D Pokemon Black and White remake? How sick would that be? Black and White is a top tier Pokemon title for many fans, so this would inevitably sell very well and do very well and be a great thing to get out ahead of any big Nintendo console announcement and then come back and say, hey, it's on both. You can play it on both. Maybe it runs a little better on the Switch too. And would they incorporate anything from Sword, Shield, Scarlet, Violet, any open world stylings into this game? What new content would there be? Sound off in the comments down below if you have ideas. But it does seem like, according to Riddler Coup, Black and White may be where Pokemon is heading later this year and one of the big Nintendo Switch games for the 2024 holiday season. Let me know your take in the comments down below, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, love you lots. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. SwitchForce out.